Hey, double hey, San Francisco Bay, Monterey. My name's Alex Andrew.
And I'm Dr. Shasta.
And we're here again with another episode of Your Healthy Living, having fun.
Yes, you're looking tan today.
Well, you know, I think we left it Wednesday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
To drive down to Las Vegas. And McKenna, we were going to the National Association of Broadcasters.
To Las Vegas?
Yes. Huge, huge show. I think it's second only to the CES. You know, CES is the whole big thing out there and everything.
Okay. Fun.
But
who all went?
Well, I took Gretchen and the kids, so we all packed in the car. We didn't have room for McKenna, so she got to fly.
Oh, wow.
So we drove from 2 in the morning, and I drove the whole way, man. I got to Barstow. I don't know if anybody who's from California, we're going from San Jose to Vegas, right? I got to Barstow at like 7 in the morning. The sun's coming up, and I'm thinking, one eye, two eyes, stick my head out the window. But we ended up getting there, and McKenna wasn't going to be there for an hour, so we pulled up to a little parking lot in front of the airport, and I slept, and then we threw her in the back, and it was a blast.
Oh, my gosh.
Didn't we have an awesome time, McKenna?
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Aw, how
Yeah,
fun.
and for her, you know, being VP of video production here at KIYS, the Kindness in Your Soul Network, we were running around and, you know, talking to the people. I mean, the engineers that build the software that we use, that we've had, you know, problems we had at the beginning and all that kind of stuff. And we're like, your stuff sucks. What's up? Well, it's not our stuff, it's their stuff. And everybody starts pointing fingers and everything.
Wow.
But we met some really cool people and some really great, there was a great panel at the end of the day, last day, because it started on Monday, and I think we were glad we didn't get there Monday because we got there on Wednesday, half the day, and Thursday, because it kind of leveled out, because it's a zoo down there.
Wow.
But we met some really cool people, and we're going to have some cool guests that we'll talk about
Wonderful.
coming on, and a couple of people that want to do some new shows. You know, we're always looking for people who want to do new shows. So
Right.
if you're out there in KIYS land and you know anybody who wants to do a talk show, just as long as it fits in the Kindness in Your Soul thing.
Right.
Let us know.
That's really
or
great.
you have a great guest that you think might be a good fit with Your Healthy Living or one of our other shows, which is what we have today.
Which is why we have wonderful Talya on today.
Yes,
we heard about her from Bernadine Rosso,
who was
on TV last night.
Yes, on
Channel 15.
Don't forget to check us out on Channel 15 in San Jose and Campbell at 6:30
Monday nights.
every Monday night.
Yeah.
And
So we have her friend, Talya Lutzker, who is the founder of Talya's Kitchen, author of the Ayurvedic Vegan Kitchen, and 2 other cookbooks. She's certified as an Ayurvedic practitioner in 2003. Talya found her passion and purpose when she turned to Ayurveda for her own healing and experienced radical transformation as a result. She helps thousands of people amplify their radiance through Ayurvedic consultations, seasonal cleanse programs, and her year-long Ayurvedic self-care academy, Nourishment School. Welcome.
Hey, you like that? That's in stereo.
We're happy to have you, and I love Ayurveda. I wrote a book, The Amazing Healing Power of Khichdi. I eat it every day.
We love khichdi at our house. We make tacos out of it and all sorts of stuff.
Yes. So I'm a huge fan of Ayurveda, and we are so excited to get to interview you and tell people, share what you do with the local and global community. So we will be back with you in a few minutes.
Yeah, because we want to figure out, I think a lot of people don't even know what Ayurvedic is, so we're going to talk about that, right? Okay, great. We'll be right back after this really short commercial break talking to Talya about Ayurvedic vegan cookbooks and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yep.
Be back right after this commercial break. Thanks.
At Way of Wellness, we help to rebalance the hormones of your body so that it can heal itself. Way of Wellness offers acupuncture, Chinese medicine, functional nutrition, Chi yoga, and wellness coaching. Call 408-615-1995 and start living the life that keeps us well.
Hey, double hey, San Francisco Bay, Monterey. My name's Alex Andrew.
And I'm Dr. Shasta.
And we're here talking cooking and food. That's a pretty favorite subject of mine.
Well, it's one of the wonderful pleasures of life.
And I will
Yummy
have to
food.
I will have to say at our house, we've used one of your recipes to help us, get healthier. And is it Ayurvedic?
It is Ayurvedic.
It is
Yeah.
Ayurvedic. I don't even know how to say it. So,
It probably can be said both ways.
and I'm guessing a lot of you out there in KIYS land don't know what it is either. Talia, can you
Tell
talk
us about Ayurveda. What is it?
What is it?
Yes. So it's the Indian holistic healthcare system. And a lot of people understand Chinese medicine, or at least they've heard of Chinese medicine. They've seen an acupuncturist or something. It's a sister science. And they both date back thousands of years. And they even have so many similar roots to them. The main one being that they're both elemental sciences. So it's looking at in Ayurveda, it's ether, air, fire, water, earth. Chinese has a little bit of a different take. But in some of my studies, we've looked at the origins of both those medicines and how they've traveled throughout the East, and really kind of had so much in common in the beginning and then evolved into very different primary practices. Like Ayurveda uses a lot of warm oils and kind of acupressure. We don't use needles, although 5,000 years ago there was that in Ayurveda more.
Huh. Now, I had a friend who had an Ayurvedic hair salon, and I didn't, of course, know what it meant then either. But I guess it's an American Indian. Is that the American? It is Eastern Indian. Okay.
Indian.
Eastern Indian.
So yoga is a sister science to Ayurveda.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it is Ayurveda means science of life. So it really is a study, or even you could say a meditation on how the elements that exist outside of us also exist within us. And when we get quiet enough to just listen and witness and be aware, we can pick up on these different rhythms and patterns of, say, how I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm wet, I'm dry, and where we find ourselves like going there all the time. Somebody who runs really warm, they relate to warmth, but they might not be thinking about it until you ask the right questions.
And I can kind of see how this relates to the Chinese thing, because you have the yin and the yang, which is the, the hot and the cold, the male, the female, the wet, the dry, and so on and so forth. Huh.
Yeah, and in Ayurvedic medicine, we're always looking at the opposites. So if you are too hot, I'm looking at, well, what do you need to cool down?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't want to leave you in an element that is overactive or overtaking your experience of life.
So if you're swollen, like 70% of Americans are overweight, half of them are obese, which is dampness. And in Ayurveda, they call that a kapha, which is a damp constitution imbalance. And so they would balance it with more drying, which is more vata, and maybe some spicy pitta, herbs, supplements, and foods to help the body heal itself. And it really comes down to that. Really, we have found that a calorie is really not a calorie. The body works in a metabolic way, and there's alchemy. And these older sciences like Ayurveda and Chinese medicine, which both came supposedly from Tibetan medicine, knew about this alchemy.
Wow, I felt like I was
It's very,
ordering
very
off a
powerful.
menu there for a second. I was going to take, I'll
Right?
take the spicy petney thing or whatever it is.
Pitta.
The only thing I would add on to what you said, Dr. Shasta, is that somebody so many people in the US especially have a kapha imbalance, that being overweight or being obese, but that doesn't, we look at the individual always.
Yeah.
So I may have a client in front of me who is totally obese, but who truly in her nature is a vata pitta.
Right, exactly.
But has this imbalance that has created all this dampness. So there's a finesse and an art to shifting an imbalance.
Yes.
And it happens with each person on an individual basis, which is something I really love.
Which I love about your medicine too.
Huh.
I love your medicine. I just think it's transformational.
So
yeah.
Is that like inflammation? Is that the
well,
the
like
wet
she's
thing you
saying,
were
yeah,
talking
it's
about?
like inflammation, dampness. They call it amla, I believe, in Ayurveda. Ama, And like she's saying, they'll look at a person individually and discern what the imbalance is and personally customize the treatment and nutrition protocol specifically for them. And it does really address the underlying issues, which can actually do complete cure of the issue. Rather than just masking it. And so I know she talks about the difference between these Ayurvedic cleanses that she teaches from a juice fast and other detox programs. Would you like to share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah. So there's this concept in Ayurveda where everything is based in rhythm. And we're kind of on this yearly cyclical rhythm of moving from one season to another. And the energy of each season is very different. So in the spring, we're still in the kapha season, which was also the element that was ruling in winter, where really we're staying inside longer for more hours. We're eating heavier foods. The days are shorter. The nights are longer. It just kind of breeds a little bit more dampness. And when spring bursts forth, we need some time to melt all of that excess fluid and dampness in order for it to really be released. So it's really a great time of year to cleanse, especially in the spring, for this exact reason, to just clear out that excess ama, like you mentioned, just that tends to sit and be like, exist like congestion or allergies, indigestion, slow metabolism, edema, weight gain.
Right.
So when I lead a seasonal Ayurvedic cleanse in the spring, I know that everyone in the Western Hemisphere, at least, is experiencing the same energetic, elemental affect from what's going on outside. But every single person who does the cleanse is very different. So we have this overarching theme of, okay, let's cleanse for spring. There are certain things we know to be true across the board. Everybody needs to eat more greens. Everyone needs to make sure that they're still doing plenty of warmth in their food. It's not time to go totally raw in an overarching sense. Different things like that. But when I'm leading the cleanse, I give these clues over and over and over again. So someone like Andy was like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, hello. I feel like I'm in science and history class combined, and I suck at school.
You might stay there for a while because it's new to you. But
Right.
I'll keep you in. Andy, how do you feel? How do you feel? Are you hot? Are you cold?
Right.
And just having you be like, okay, I'm hot. Okay, and are you sweating when you eat spices? Right? I'm using little clues to help you understand yourself better so that you make choices that ultimately bring you into balance on a regular basis, because balance isn't a place that you arrive and then
Right.
you stay there. It's every moment aiming for that.
Right. You're always in flux somewhere along that line.
Right.
Always in flux. And so how the Ayurvedic approach to cleansing, for example, is different than just a juice fast is number one, teaching the principles of Ayurveda. It is important that we don't only eat cold raw food. Most people can't tolerate only raw. And again, it depends what your outside environment is. If I was living in Hawaii, or when I go to Hawaii and it's really hot and humid, or even in India, I can tolerate more raw food than I do in Santa Cruz, where it's pretty cool and a little bit damp from the ocean.
Right.
But juice cleanses as a practice are great, and they don't really change your daily habits. And that's one of the things that we're aiming to accomplish in Ayurveda is it's really a lifestyle, and it's a way that you approach your food, approach your sleep, approach your wellness, not just what you do.
So it's really, in essence, like we were talking about before, a balance. It's understanding, we don't have to suffer in certain instances, like people who fast for 60 days or anything like that. But we have this balance in life. Like you said, we're going to fluctuate here and there. We may go out for a party here and get back. So how do we bring back down to having our body be balanced, right?
Yeah.
Hey, this is really fun. We're going to be right back after this commercial break and talk a little bit about how you got involved in this.
I do traditional Chinese medicine, and that includes 5 different branches: acupuncture, massage, yoga, tai chi, qigong, herbal medicine, and nutrition. It is amazing in helping the body heal itself, that it releases the body's natural endorphins, serotonin, and seems to rebalance the hormones of the body.
Lower back pain was taken care of very quickly, 6 treatments, and I was pain-free. And this was like 3 years ago, and I've remained pain-free.
I've grown up in the Bay Area, and I have had my own practice for over 15 years. When I was 12, I decided I want to be an acupuncturist, and by the time I was 25, I was licensed.
I have thyroid condition and stress, big time. When I walk out, I'm feeling like a whole different person. It's definitely a blessing to be able to come here.
I love helping women have babies, and the day that they actually get pregnant, the look in their eye is like, it's the best thing ever.
I've been struggling trying to get pregnant for the past 3 or 4 years. I came to Shasta. I would totally recommend her to anyone out there that is trying to get pregnant. She will do great for you.
Way of Wellness has to do with living a life that keeps us well.
Hi there, this is Alexander with It's All About the Show. You know, I've been with Money Concepts since 1994, and they have been the primary catalyst for my success as a financial advisor. If you're looking for a career change and you want to help people for a living, check out moneyconcepts.com/ALEE or call 946-8378 today. Hey, San Francisco Bay, Monterey. My name's Alexander.
And I'm Dr. Shasta.
And we're back having some fun talking Ayurvedic, which I didn't really know what it was.
Right?
I'm getting schooled. I'm getting schooled in nutrition and energy, because this is more than just food.
Right.
But this is kind of your specialty, because you have 2 cookbooks that... Three. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And are those on Amazon, or how do we get a hold of those books?
The Ayurvedic Vegan Kitchen is on Amazon everywhere that books are sold, and my other 2 books are on my website, Talya's Kitchen.
Okay, great.
So this and there's instructions on how to do the cooking and all that kind of stuff, and the recipes and all that in there.
There's recipes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely some how-to.
Now I know you also have a free online wisdom interview series coming up, and let's see, that's called the Life-Changing Power of Ayurveda. What motivated you to create it, and why do you believe that it's going to be life-changing? I mean, I can already tell you're passionate and you're really good about dealing with clients and everything about that, but just kind of give us an idea of how that wisdom interview can change people's lives.
Okay, I know I'm being so dramatic.
No, it's great. Well, we're here. We're dramatic people.
So when I was in my late 20s when I found Ayurveda. I had never heard of it. I'd been practicing yoga for about 7 years. I went to become a certified yoga teacher. I was in the middle of my training, and I literally woke up with psoriasis all over my body.
Really?
I mean, literally, like, just what?
From doing yoga?
Oh my gosh. Just one day you just woke up with that?
Doing yoga.
Oh, okay.
But, it just kind of erupted on my skin. I mean, it had tiny patches here and there from like being a teenager, but it's an autoimmune. So I broke out in autoimmune. And then I was really faced with, what am I going to do about it? And I just didn't want to go the Western medicine route, which is basically putting a Band-Aid on it and saying,
that's smart. Yeah.
We don't know what to do for you. We don't have a way to help you deeply. So I saw nutritionists, acupuncturists, all kinds of holistic healthcare practitioners for about a 3-month period. And then when I found my Ayurvedic practitioner, who's still my teacher to this day, 17 years later, it was just like, number one, I just felt so seen. Like, she was like, well, you're so cold, and yet you have this fire inflammation in your skin. Your skin represents your protection between you and the world. Where do you not feel safe? It was just so profound and so beyond what anyone else had said. Was like, oh, it's inflammation, eat more vegetables.
Right.
So And when she explained the science to me, and that it was really kind of common sense, if you're too cold, you need to warm up. If you're too hot, you need to cool down. When you've got both hot and cold going on simultaneously, which is what I had, you need to work on your circulation and work on circulating your fire, not just like warmth throughout your body, your metabolic fire. So improving digestion, your passion for life. I mean, it touched me on so many levels that it literally changed my life. And it changed it in about 6 months, just from, turning to the foods, making a lot of my own meals, getting body work, opening up the channels of my body that were stagnant. Within 6 weeks, I lost 10 pounds, which I'd been carrying around for 10 years. And no matter how much I starved myself, binged, right, did the bulimic thing, it would never go away, over exercising. In 6 weeks with Ayurveda, balancing my body temperature and what my body needed just fell off. My mood improved. I started getting my period regularly. The psoriasis was, I eliminated 80% of it within the first 6 months.
So, so you can see
you can't do it.
The physical aspects of your body coming into balance is basically what you were doing. And I think the thing that I'm hearing what you're saying is it kind of brought it down to a personal level in a way that you could understand it, which you guys were kind of talking all this doctor, science stuff earlier, and I'm going, yeah, okay, whatever. But that's what just hit me as you were talking about it, say, okay, bring it down to the personal level, understand that it's hot, it's cold, it's very easy to, for the standard common man to be able to understand. And it sounds like the plan is fairly simple to follow.
It is really simple. I mean, and you don't, and there's like a gazillion plans that I could give you so that you feel better. But I love that you said personal, because what is more personal than how you feel?
Right.
That's your experience of life.
Yeah.
And doing these, for me anyway, the gateway was physical, but it affected me emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It made me literally smarter.
And right. You are very smart. You are very smart.
Wasn't getting enough circulation to my brain.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. And I think that's the thing with Western medicine too. It's not really personal. If you think about it, and the way doctors are now, it's not like the old days that, the country doc comes out and he's part of the family, and he, it's like he cares about you. You're a number. You are there, and okay, here's your symptoms, and you've got this and that and everything else, and here's what we do. We don't.
And it puts people's health back in their own hands.
In their own hands, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like
we're seeing a big shift.
There's finding that. Alzheimer's is diabetes in the brain. So when she says she actually is smarter when her nourishment, her nutrient nourishment, and proper metabolism worked, she actually became smarter.
I need some of that. I need to get my brain going.
And I think that's accurate. And our students and our children need this information, these older medicine information. And so any parents out there who have children suffering with focusing issues, sleep issues, psoriasis issues, as Talya's saying, this studying from her, this nutrition and being able to use it at home with your children could be a huge, huge benefit to them, to the whole family.
I think a lot of it's environment too. The environment that we've created, and it's a lot different in life than it was, 50 years ago when I was 6 years old, running around, eating dirt.
Right.
Now it's your kids are on the computer. You got to keep them busy. They're around electronics all the time.
You go everywhere in a car.
Right.
You're not on a bicycle.
And there's pollution is so much
plastics
worse than it was,
everywhere,
all over the place. So it makes
we need
sense.
Yeah.
So basically, there's a mind balance here too. That's what I'm seeing anyway, is understanding what's going on with you as a human being, and then being able to understand that through the practice of what we need to turn up or turn down or balance out.
It's like the science.
Yeah, and it can be really simple. It doesn't have to be a big complicated protocol that you're trying to follow to get yourself back to wellness. It could be adopting one really beneficial habit that you do every day, and you just a month later, you're like, wow, I have energy that I haven't had in years. from adding one thing. I mean, that's not the result for everyone,
Right.
but it's as simple as that, and just layering these healthy habits in one at a time. So can I say really quick,
Yes.
the reason why I created that event, the Life-Changing Power of Ayurveda, it's completely free. It's going to start Monday, April 23rd and last for 10 days, is because I'm so passionate about demystifying this science. It's not weird. It's really practical.
Right.
It's really delicious. It's totally nourishing, and it's so self-empowering. So I'm just like, I want everyone to know about this.
No, that's awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you on the show and kind of help you do that.
And you do online consultations with people and phone consultations. Is that all over the world, just in America? Like all over the world. So you are available for one-on-one coaching. You also have a year-long, everyday Talya Ayurvedic wellness program.
I like that. That was good. You just that pregnant pause between each word was awesome.
These words, Ayurveda every day with Talya. Facebook, it's a free Facebook.
So
page.
if anybody wanted to find out more about how to be involved in this thing, because we got to get this tape out quickly because we record live to tape.
Okay.
But how do we get a hold of you?
Okay, to get a hold of me, go to talyaskitchen.com. And to join my free Ayurveda online interview series, go to ayurvedasummit.net.
Okay. You know what we should do is when we post on Facebook initially, because it'll probably go out before it goes on TV.
Yeah.
We're going to put that on there and let them know that your event's coming up, because it's for 10 days, right?
Yeah. And people can join it once it's started, but then you have to catch up, and it's nicer to be in it when before it starts.
Exactly.
And you have a free Facebook group, Ayurveda Every Day with Talya, right? Okay, wonderful. Well,
we'll put a link on that on our Facebook page too, so people can catch up with you on that.
I'm really happy and grateful for what you're doing.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for opening my eyes to what Ayurveda really is. I'm kind of excited to go look up some stuff and do some juice fasts or something like that. All righty. Well, thank you again, Talya. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on the KIYS Video Web Radio Network, the Kindness in Your Soul Network, the way radio was always meant to be seen.
Yes.
And we'll be back next week with another show. Your Healthy Living. I'm Alex Andrew.
I'm Dr. Shasta.
Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Talya.
Bye, Talya.